Hi, this is Greg. Thanks for checking out the Leadership Excellence channel. I am delighted to offer to you the audio of my original book entitled 52 Leadership Tips That Will Change How You Lead Others. It was first published in 2006 and is available on Amazon.com. I hope you find it to be beneficial for your personal growth and your own leadership development. Feel free to make any comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so that you're notified when each of the 52 tips becomes available. Here's the next tip in the series.
Beware of groupthink. Oftentimes when I am driving a car, I look ahead and view into the back window of the vehicle ahead of me. Sometimes I see a small statue or figure looking out the rear window back at me. It is typically a small bobblehead statue of an animal, athlete or entertainer. The head of the statue is attached to a spring, and because of road vibration the head of the figure is constantly nodding up and down. It reminds me of a serious leadership problem called groupthink. Groupthink is the tendency of decision makers to join together around a policy or person without questioning basic assumptions. An emotional bond of conformity can cause the group to filter out rational information that may question a policy or decision. Groupthink can also cause a group of decision makers to rationalize a poor decision after the fact. Many poor decisions and faulty strategic plans are a result of groupthink. Whereas discord and conflict among individuals are one major pitfall among decision makers, groupthink is a major pitfall on the other side of the pendulum. Group cohesiveness is a good quality and something we should all strive for, but groupthink takes this cohesiveness to the extreme. Groupthink can happen in any environment, but it often happens following a period of success. The decision makers become comfortable with each other and self-congratulatory. Since recent success has been achieved, they falsely assume two things. First, they tend to think they are primarily responsible for success, when in actual fact it is those who implemented and managed the changes who deserve most of the credit. Secondly, since the group bonds emotionally, they think their decisions are naturally best when in reality they have become arrogant and self-serving. This leads the group to ignore or filter out any facts or information that doesn't fit into their basic assumptions. Anyone who questions their assumptions or decisions is not considered a team player. Finally, when their poor decisions begin to have negative consequences due to groupthink, they go on a crusade to blame others. Here's what Gary Uckel warns about groupthink in his book, Leadership in Organizations. Quote, "Members develop an illusion of invulnerability, which is supported by an unfavorable view of outsiders. Critics, opponents and competitors are ridiculed and not given serious consideration. As a result, the group is likely to overestimate the probability of success for a risky course of action." End of quote. So how can your organization guard against groupthink? Here are a few important steps. 1. As a leader, encourage alternative comments. If ideas or comments that are contrary to established basic assumptions are being cut off by others, it is time to intervene. Ask the individual to finish their comments. Remind everyone that open and frank communication is essential to good decision-making. 2. Encourage the use of committees or a task force to evaluate ideas or basic assumptions. Don't forget those in the organization who are actually asked to implement and manage past decisions. They are a wealth of information and real-world experience because they are closer to the front line of daily issues. Ask them to report their ideas and comments to the decision-making group without fear of reprisal or intimidation. As a leader, insist that the open and honest sharing of ideas is an essential part of a healthy culture. 3. Appoint one of the group members to play the devil's advocate. To avoid groupthink, postpone a decision for a few days. Ask the group to prepare a formal presentation including their data, assumptions and conclusions. Prior to the meeting, ask one of the group's most capable members to be the devil's advocate and challenge the formal presentation by looking for flaws in logic, basic assumptions, false inferences and overlooked information. Allow the devil's advocate to present a formal critique. Finally, allow the group to evaluate the results and revise the decision if necessary. It is better and easier to make changes at this stage rather than clean up the debris a poor decision will leave behind later. 4. Maintain the right perspective as a leader. Old-fashioned humility is a major ingredient in effective leadership. No individual or group is infallible. Make a habit of what some call managing by walking around. Get out of your cocoon and ask questions of those who have been affected by the group's decisions. Occasionally pick up the phone, call a customer, and get a reality check. Encouraging feedback on the results of previous decisions, including what worked and what didn't, will also help keep your feet on the ground. Realize that with rapidly changing technologies and cultures, many basic assumptions are in need of regular evaluation. Don't be afraid to bring in a consultant if you feel your organization or group is losing its grip on the ability to make sound decisions. Consider that it was American author Mark Twain who humbly stated, "Between me and God we have all knowledge. God knows all there is to know, and I know the rest."